You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for our Black and White Sports. My God, I just uploaded a video about the fact that Joe Rogan was pulled from UFC 271. Now, we've got a weigh-in on speculation as to why. Now, supposedly, it was a scheduling conflict. Or, my theory was maybe Joe Rogan voluntarily pulled himself for Dana White's benefit. I don't know that for sure. That was strictly speculation. And then, of course, as you might think, the other line of speculation that is starting to make its rounds, and it does make some sense, especially considering their record with former MMA fighter Gina Carano, ESPN/Disney pulled Joe Rogan from tonight's UFC broadcast, and this came out. Jake Paul ripped into ESPN and Disney, but before we say he's brave, stunning, and courageous, he did so because, in theory, they might have pulled Joe Rogan, but they stand behind Dana White. Now, I hate to break it to Jake Paul, but the reason they're standing behind Dana White is Dana is making them a lot of money. Because let's just be real. What is any other reason on this planet to ever get ESPN Plus other than the Ultimate Fighting Championships? Dana makes ESPN money, especially when you consider their network's only other most likely profitable live event they got these days is Monday Night Football. The other thing is UFC. We know it's not the Marxist NBA of China. So let's get to this. Jake Paul rips ESPN's Disney's decision to pull Joe Rogan from UFC 271 broadcast, but stand behind Dana White. Add Jake Paul to the list of popular figures supporting Joe Rogan. That's fine. At the expense of UFC president Dana White, of course, and Jake Paul is a monumental Dana White hater. Dana and Jake Paul have been in a feud. One reason why Dana White's in a feud with him is because Dana would probably like to see Jake Paul fight some actual boxers. In the wake of the announcement that Rogan won't call Saturday's UFC 271 event, Paul has decided to chime in. Although the reason behind Rogan's withdrawal was revealed to be a scheduling conflict, I'm not sure any of us actually believes that. Paul apparently believes that UFC broadcast partner Disney/ESPN decided to remove Rogan amid his multiple controversies. Now, I do give him some credit because if you want to go after Disney, he called out the right guy. So ESPN and Disney pulled Joe Rogan from the UFC broadcast, but stand behind Dana White. They should, but stand behind Dana White, who calls reporters douchebags, says a female fighter who looks like a male fighter in dress and heels, and claims brain damage is part of the gig. You pulled the wrong guy, Mr. Chapek. Of course, he is calling out Bob Chapek, the guy that replaced Bob Iger over at Disney. And, of course, it goes on to talk about all the prominent people that, all the has-been singers that threaten to pull their music from Spotify. Okay. It's no secret how Paul feels about White. The YouTube star turned professional boxer is adamant that his intention is to create a fighters union and is only trying to help athletes get paid more. Paul went as far as creating a diss track, targeting White, and even sought out the help of former UFC champion and current Bellator champ Chris Cyborg to help deliver his message. Okay, so right idea, wrong lane, Jake Paul, I guess. So he's mad that Joe Rogan might have gotten pulled, but only because Dana White remains, I guess, the head of the UFC, and Dana's made it very clear. And a lot of his fighters have come out, too, by the way, defending the UFC's business model. Dana's made it clear he knows exactly what he's doing from a monetary standpoint. By the way, UFC had monumental growth last year, gargantuan-like growth last year, when they decided to truly, brave, stunning, and courageously weather the pandemic, keep having events, withstand all the mainstream media bashing they took because of it, because you were supposed to stay in the house forever because of the pandemic. He weathered all that, and because of that, the UFC exploded and reached homes and reached people that they had never gotten to before because they were the only game in town. It was a shrewd-ass business move by Dana White. I'm just guessing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know where Jake Paul's political affiliations are or anything else, but I would be somewhat concerned that he's triggered by somebody like Dana White. Man, if anything, dude, you probably should have reached out to Dana White, and maybe he could have helped you out with some marketing and business decisions and yada, yada, yada. But I guess not. Now, back to ESPN and Disney. Jake Paul's theory, just because I don't agree with his take necessarily, his theory as in ESPN and Disney removed Joe Rogan, that absolutely does make some sense, though. It absolutely does. Maybe Joe Rogan will come out and make a further comment on it, either before the event tonight or maybe on his podcast. If we get confirmation that Disney and ESPN ripped Joe Rogan out of that, I promise you, we'll let you know. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.